Hey everybody, welcome to MixLife episode 28. We're going to talk a bunch about some of our favorite flavors, weird flavors, whatever flavors. So while we're talking, be sure to take a minute, and if you have questions about some of your favorite flavors or some of ours, every time I forget to turn off that stupid thing, and I hear myself talking to myself. Rick is laughing at me right now. Can you hear him laughing? Look at him laughing at me. You can't hear him laughing because he's got his microphone muted. Say hello, Rick.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Cincinnati King, Josh Rhodes? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Just gonna be talking about some of our favorite flavors today. I don't know. Where do you want to start, man? What is your favorite of the week?
I am slowly rediscovering, not that it really left, but I'm slowly rediscovering my love for pink guava. I'll just give a shout out to pink guava one more time. Absolutely love pink guava.
Pink guava. Yeah, it's definitely in like the top 5 or 10 of all time.
I sent out a tobacco for Mixers Club. I used cured tobacco, wood spice, and pink guava with a little bit of vanilla, and turns out it actually kind of works. So chalk one more out for pink guava.
Got some balls, man. Hey, I've been thinking about doing a vanilla with a guava, like trying to make that pink guava like creamy and give it some body, because it's got the best top notes, I think, probably out of any fruits.
So I think Cincinnati King is asking what it tastes like. It tastes like a sexy man. Basically, the wood spice and the cured tobacco work pretty well together. And then I got the pairing for pink guava, just because I wanted to use wood spice somewhere, and so I got desperate and started Googling aromatherapy pairings, and sandalwood and grapefruit was a thing. So it kind of smells like a sexy cologne.
Nice. Hey, Josh Rhodes says he's having a hard time hearing us. Is anybody else having volume problems? I can turn us up real quick. How's that? Is that better? Hopefully it's better. I can't turn it up much more, or it starts getting weird.
Oh, somebody and then Cincinnati King said this, that he never had pink guava. So pink guava by itself is actually really good. It reminds me of I always fuck it up, but I think it's Cascade hops, the one that has a touch of like grapefruit to it, but also has like a little bit of that tropical fruit body. It's a little top heavy, and it does like a very, very like cool tropical sweetness with some like sort of sweaty grapefruit notes to it too. It's a really interesting flavor. I haven't had too much experience with like real honest to God guavas, but it seems like it could be fairly realistic, that kind of like tropical sweaty musk part of it, but you end up getting a good deal of ruby red grapefruit out of it too.
Yeah, the bright grapefruit part definitely isn't in the realm of authenticity, but the rest of it is the sweet tropical notes and stuff.
Yeah,
it's pretty authentic. It doesn't have that, because real guava is really thick and like nectary, so it kind of misses out on that part. But otherwise, yeah, it's one of my favorite fruits of all time. I think super duper good. I'm actually vaping it right now with some of the new Flavora cherry blossom. It's pretty good. I like it.
It kind of speaks to some of my biases in terms of like what I like to vape personally. Like personally, I like kind of top heavy, interesting, sort of brighter, weirder fruit flavors if I'm just vaping for the hell of it. And it's a little top heavy. It's definitely bright. It's interesting. It kind of just speaks to me in a very weird way.
Speaks to him. You hear that, guys? Rick sits in there when he's not on stream and just talks to his bottles.
I do. They talk back sometimes.
That's like the sign of mixing genius. The more you talk to your bottles, the more flavor you get.
I'm smart as hell then. I like that.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's good stuff. So yeah, pink guava is definitely on my top 5 or 10. I think there's some obvious ones like TPA honeysuckle and Flavourite lavender and jasmine, being a floral nerd, but I think if I were to go down to like what I actually vape like every day, that changes. So Flavourite raspberry is probably my very favoritist fruit of all time.
Shout out to Barrel.
Yeah, man, the old Barrel. Awesome. It's just such a perfect raspberry. It's not as bright as like TPA raspberry sweet or as dark and syrupy as Unaware's raspberry, but I think it's probably the best raspberry. It's got a bit of a floral top note which I mean I can appreciate quite a bit. Like I don't know, it's just good. Like I can, and it pairs with like anything. You can put it with pears or apples or other berries or florals or not florals or creams. Any of it, it works. I haven't tried it in a bakery, but I'm not really a big bakery guy anyway. So if you came here looking for me to talk about vanilla custard for an hour, I'm probably going to disappoint you because I don't like vanilla custard. I think it tastes like shit.
My favorite thing about Flavor Art Raspberry, it is an absolutely perfect pairing with Anywhere's rhubarb, which is another one of my absolute favorite flavors.
Oh yeah, that is good.
I don't know why they go so well together. They're absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a barrel and rhubarb recipe, Philosophucker actually has a recipe called Are You Berry Jelly out there, which is a whole bunch of rhubarb, some raspberry, some shisha strawberry to sweeten it up, and jelly candy.
Oh, yeah, he just got that, didn't he?
I think it's a little bit older. It's one of my absolute favorite recipes, though. It's one of the. I had somebody ask me on all the flavors, like, what do you actually have mixed up at any given time? And that's actually one of them. I usually have that sitting around somewhere.
For sure. I'll have to check that out. I think it's good. I think, and then the thing I like about barrel the most is that it works well as a main note, or you can use it as a top note or an accent. It's Burgundy pointed out that it's a good thing to do. To use it as an accent for like CPA raspberry sweet, and I think it adds a lot of depth. You can keep it low. It's not super floral. Not like if you take Anywhere too high. Like Flavor Arts, there's a floral depth to it, but it's not like I don't find the floral body offensive unless you take it up to like 2.5% or 3% maybe. But even then, I like it at 2% or 2.5%. I don't think the floral is offensive. It's far more manageable. What's up, Chris Drake in here? Chris Drake, if you guys are familiar with him, he hangs out in the chefs group in VHM quite a bit, and he's like a vape encyclopedia. That guy knows more about different flavors and who carries them than I think probably anybody else on the planet. So if you ever have questions in any of the UK groups, Chris Drake is the guy to find, or just watch for his answers. He's always watching you.
He's out there lurking.
Some of my other favorites. Let's see. I'm sad because some of my favorites have been discontinued, like Adder of Rose, and I've been trying to find a good replacement for Adder of Rose because I'm getting pretty low. Oh, I made Chris Drake blush. Look at that. I'm proud of myself now. Adder of Rose by Decadent Vapors. Decadent Vapors has a lot of really great flavors. A lot of them are kind of weak on the weak side, and they're hard to source in the US, so sometimes it's not really worth it. But if you're already getting a big order in it, I don't know if Chef Steve still carries Decadent Vapors anymore.
They have a couple of them. It looks like their stock's getting a little bit low, though.
Yeah, that lemon sherbet they have is really excellent, too. It's probably one of my favorite lemons now.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of... actually, I think Chiba Steven pointed it out when I put up a review of the sherbet lemon. It's like a better version of Jungle Flavor's Juicy Lemon. It has that same kind of vibe to it.
And it doesn't fade as bad either.
Yeah.
As far as lemons go, it sticks around pretty well. So I really appreciate it. Some not so easy to admit favorites. TPA Citrus Punch, man. I love that stuff, dude. And I don't think it tastes like Mountain Dew at all. Like even though they market it as that and some places sell it as that, it doesn't taste like Mountain Dew at all. It tastes like a citrus soda, like a lemon lime soda, like 7-Up. You could take it to the Mountain Dew land if you want. But I think it's just a good bright base. It's not super harsh. I think it's delicious. And it's really fun and flexible.
See, sometimes I question your taste in citrus flavors because, yeah, it's not for me. My favorite lime by far is Inawera's lime. That's another one that I could absolutely drink. It's super potent. It's like the best snow cone syrup that you can find. It's great stuff.
No, I can't disagree with you on Inawera lime. It's incredible. That stuff is super good, and it is pretty. I get the syrup vibe pretty heavy from it, but it's also one of the limes that sticks around the best too. If you're looking at the long term and you gotta get something to steep. My only budget option to that, I guess, would be TPA key lime if you can't source Inawera lime.
I've warmed up a little bit to TPA key lime. I've been screwing with it a little bit more since it was in that list of first 25 flavors, and it's a lot more solid than I initially gave it credit for. Not that I'm ever wrong about anything, but
no, it's all right. It's all right. I put TPA key lime on that list. I think Adam wanted to. I'm not sure if Adam wanted something different. I think he wanted FA cold press, which I really love cold press, but like it just doesn't stick around nearly enough for me to want to use it very often because it just fades in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to actually try to mix with. It's a delicious flavor, but you can't mix with it because it doesn't fucking stick around.
Yeah, it's stupid authentic. It's like spot on. It's not ultra harsh. It's pretty strong, but it just fades. It fades too fast for me, which makes me sad. Very, very sad.
Just heartbreaking.
Yeah. TPA papaya. I was just mixing some shit with that the other day. I love that stuff. If you go too high with it, it gets like it goes to like the weird overripe tropical fruit, like a rotten peach or something.
Yeah.
But if you keep it low, I think it's one of the better tropical bases.
I still need to mess with that more. I have a bottle of it, and I always mean to use it, but end up somewhere else. I usually end up in the passion fruit area.
Right. Yeah, papaya's good. Like I said, it gets kind of skunky or musky if you take it too high. So I keep it around like 2 or maybe 3% if I really wanted to stand out. But it pairs well with just like not only just like any tropicals, but it makes a good base for melons and stuff to add like meaty authenticity to like a cantaloupe or something like that.
Yeah, the musk note there is really cool. Like that same thing that gets blown out when you overdo it really adds that kind of authenticity to it.
For sure, for sure. Let's see what else we got here. I just have a big like pile of flavors in front of me that I planned on talking about, but then I like got sidetracked and I started mixing, and now it's all mixed in with everything else. Chef's Choice Devon Cream. I'm not normally into big heavy creams or bakeries. This stuff is like super dark, and I'm pretty sure it's just like pure diacetyl. You got it right in front of you. See, like
I just ordered my first bottle of Devon Cream. I'm kind of hoping it's going to change my life.
So it's like a darker, richer version of Bavarian cream, right? Like I'm not sure how to describe it other than that. Like it tastes kind of like Bavarian cream, but it's darker and heavier. Like a lot more vanilla like in the forefront than Bavarian cream has, but it's got that same like ultra thick body, like super mouthfeel. It's really good. I really enjoy it. This is my second bottle since I bought the first one in December. So
you're going through a little bit.
Yeah, well my girlfriend, like she's the bakery fan, right? Like so she vapes this stuff like all the time. I got all these wonder flavors I need to test too. Frankie Blender sent me all of them, all the new super concentrates, and I haven't had a chance to mess with them. Cincinnati King says he's ordering some Devon's cream. Yeah, dude. If you're in the US, you can also order it from One Stop DIY. OS DIY, I believe, carries it as well. Yeah, they do. And they have some other chef stuff too. I'm not sure what others. They have some other stuff from chefs, but they have Devon cream for sure at One Stop DIY or OS DIY. And they have some other cool stuff there too. So definitely check them out if you're in the States and you don't want to. If you want to order stateside, although shipping from chefs is pretty reasonable. It's like $6.50, I think, to ship from the UK here. And it takes about a week and a half, give or take 10 days to 2 weeks, somewhere in there. I think my last shipment from them took 2 weeks.
And they send it in these super weird black boxes that have that covering thing built in, which I still can't figure out the point of, but it's awesome.
They do have pretty cool packaging. And if you ask them to draw pictures, they'll usually send you pictures of penises and unicorns. So, you know, they're pretty good about it. So they have a pretty good art crew hanging out there.
Who are super into penises and unicorns.
Well, you know, I mean, whatever you ask for, I'm sure they'll draw it. But maybe. I don't know. Hannah over there, she works in that packing department. She's probably yelling at me right now in her soul.
Hey, everybody has to have a muse.
Right, I got to make them do some work. I can't have them just like I love chefs, man. I watch their page pretty often, and they do a lot of live streams. And I'm like 70% convinced that all of the employees there just like hang out and have fun for like most of the time, and then they just do a whole shitload of work at the end of the day or something because they're always doing funny shit and talking trash on Facebook.
The last 15 minutes,
right? They just cram.
Also,
in the UK, Matt Williams, you can only get jungle flavors from chefs, but if you're in the United States, you can get it from e-cig Express. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and shout out to whoever's printing their stickers. I got a chef sticker on my last order. It's
Oh,
a
nice.
really nice vinyl sticker. Like, yeah, it's an awesome sticker, just for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, they have good swag. I have a bunch of chef stickers and stuff like that laying around. We did the League of Extraordinary Mixers, which is probably one of my favorite contests they've ever done, where they have 10 people come in and they make ghost recipe, or they make recipes, like private recipes, and chefs mix up samples, 10 mil samples, with no nicotine, and ships them out for free to like a ton of customers. And then I think they sell a bunch of packs too. And then everybody that buys a pack gets to vote to see which one becomes like a one shot for a limited run. It's a pretty fun little contest they do. I think it's on break right now, but I think they're going to be bringing it back soon. They start their working day really early. I thought so because I always see Lewis pop awake on Facebook at like 11 o'clock at night my time, which is like crazy early over there. Matt Williams says he's never used e-cig Express, so it seems like they have a lot of flavors. Some others don't. Yeah, Bull City Flavors and e-cig Express probably have the two like largest varieties of inventory. I really wish ECX would update their website though, because it's a hella pain in the ass to me. I don't know if it's just me, but it loads like ultra slow and it doesn't like me very much.
Yeah, I have to clear my cache on that like every 4 or 5 times I visit, so it'll actually load up. There's something going on there.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, if it's something on the back end or their store front or whatever, but like I really struggle to order from ECX because it takes me like an hour to pick up $100 worth of flavors.
Well, and if you ever need some cheap entertainment, ECX has the best reviews for older flavors. It's all those 20%. This is amazing reviews, which those are some quality vintage reviews to read.
Those are good. Yeah, you know, I was always disappointed with the lack of reviews on Bull City Flavors. Maybe I should go write some. But there's a ton. There's like a bunch they never even have any stuff there. So you heard it, guys. Write some flavor reviews on Bull City Flavors so that I can have some entertainment while I try to order flavors next time. Hello, John. I don't want to say your last name because I'm going to mangle it, but hello.
We're culturally sensitive here. We don't want to mangle anybody's last name.
Or lazy. I'm not sure which. Probably a little of both.
Yeah, it can be both. It can definitely be both.
Both. You know, your energy drink, when you hold it down that low, looks like a can of Oli.
Dude, I wish. It's Sunday morning. It's football day. I do miss my day drinking. So, you know, energy drinks are about the best I can do now.
So, yeah, back to favorites. Where were we? I don't know. We got sidetracked.
That never happens.
Never, right? Never, never, never. I think out of Flavora, outside of Pink Guava, some of my favorites from them are their cream. I think their mango is probably the best in class.
And, yeah, their mango is awesome.
And Guanabana. In fact, all three of their cherimoya flavors or soursop flavors are pretty excellent. I don't know. They can carry a recipe super easy. I think Bull City ships to Canada, but I don't know what they charge. International shipping sucks from America to other countries. It's my favorite ice creams. I don't think it's a standalone favorite ice cream for me. I don't like TPA's Vanilla Bean ice cream as much because I get more butter from it than ice cream or vanilla. I like Flavor West's Vanilla Bean ice cream if I'm building a Vanilla Bean ice cream, but I'd probably add like Vienna cream and some other shit to it to get to ice cream.
I've been really digging Dave's messing around with Liquid Barn's V-Bic and adding a little bit of Hangson's French vanilla ice cream on top for the richness. That's been working out really well for me at the times he sent it to me. Yeah,
I do dig Hangson's V-Bic or French vanilla or whatever they want to call it. It's the same idea. I haven't picked up Liquid Barns yet. I need to order a bunch of them, but in fact, I need to order like VG and a bunch of other stuff. So I'll probably just put in an order there. Do they do free shipping? I think they do.
I've never actually ordered from Liquid Barn before.
I think I will. I'd order VG and stuff from Bull City, but I think they only carry it in quarts. Like,
I was just
way more than a quart.
I was just psyched. Nicotine River has that free shipping now, and it includes their bases if you go over $50. So I think I got 2.5 gallons of VG, a gallon of PG, and it was like $51 with free shipping, which wasn't bad at all.
That's not terrible. I usually just hold out for a Glycube. They go on sale for free shipping, and you pick it up $40 or 4 gallons.
Yeah, I needed to re-up before I was on a Glycube sale.
Yeah, I think I'm down to like a quart and a half or something. It's pretty low. That's like a week's worth for me, probably 2 weeks worth.
Well, and then the awesome thing is it does literally come in a 2.5 gallon jug, which is pretty imposing. You have to break it up into some smaller containers. I'm used to getting lazy and just dumping out straight from the gallon when I'm.
Oh wait, it comes in an entire 2.5 gallons all in one jug.
Yeah.
Oh,
here, just 1 second. As you can see, it's gigantic.
Good Lord. Awesome. You get a workout with that thing. $15 from Bull City to Canada. That's a little steep, but I guess it's not too bad if you guys... I know that there's not a lot of DIY suppliers up there. So I guess for international shipping, that's not terrible. It's way cheaper the other way around, which is funny. If I ship something from Canada and bring it to America, it's half what you pay to bring stuff from America to Canada. So... I don't think you have to pay duty to orders from Canada if it's just flavors. I'm not sure though. I can't remember.
The intricacies of the international shipping system are well above my pay grade.
Yeah, I don't know. It's complicated, but shipping stuff into the U.S. costs a lot less than shipping it out. But that's just because our overregulated mail system is horrifically flawed.
I just love having to explain to the post office people that no propylene glycol isn't a hazardous chemical every single time I want to send something. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's no, these liquids aren't flammable. You know, no, there's no whatever, marijuana, cocaine, methamphetamines, whatever.
I can't
one time I had to wait while a dog sniffed my packages before I could collect them.
I can't imagine like the shit show it would actually be if I actually declared the fact there was nicotine in them.
Right. Rui Nuno asked if Inawera tobacco menthol is good for a cigarette, menthol cigarette juice. I'm not really sure. Menthol cigarettes are kind of hard to emulate correctly because the menthol we use for flavorings isn't not necessarily like the same menthol they use in like menthol cigarettes. It's almost more mint than menthol in cigarettes. Yeah, see, John's got the right idea. He ships cocaine all over the world and just declares it as cookies. Smart guy.
I've for Cincinnati King, I've never had any problem with using Essential Depot's vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol. I've never had any issue with it. So,
look, it says right on the jug, you know, and they'll release their whatever to you, but if it says 99.8% pure, that means it's 99.8% vegetable glycerin and 0.2% whatever, right? But almost everyone in the country uses 99.8% pure vegetable glycerin. It is like borderline identical. There's like any differences you might perceive are going to be really small, and I think half the time they're placebo effects. Like I think that people just taste them differently because they think they're from a different place they should or may taste differently, but they're really not different. Like they can't legally put a USP rating and percentage on a label and ship it to you and not have it be accurate, or they'd be opening themselves up to like a nasty lawsuits, right? And no company is going to risk that kind of insurance liability. So I just want to get that out there. There's all kinds of debates about what kind of VG is the best and VG is watered down or whatever. But the reality is if they put a USP label on it, right, with the FDA sticker that's on all those USP labels and say that it's 99.8% pure, and then one time somebody tests it and it's not, they're open to a huge lawsuit. So, just wanted to get that out there. If you're trying to do a good menthol cigarette, you know, start with like I don't know, like TPA Western and a little bit of Innerwear Dirty Neutral Base, and then I would use Innerwear's Natural Mint, and then maybe a small amount of menthol. That's probably where I'd go. I've never really pushed for a menthol cigarette very much, but I think that's probably where I'd start.
So do you think Flavoris, like I tried Flavoris Pucker, and the first thing it made me think of was this would make a pretty good bridge flavor for a menthol cigarette with that extra like tartness and sweetness that's going to work well with the menthol on the back end?
I think it could work. Yeah, I agree, because it's got that faint cooling factor. You just have to bury that apple.
I don't know. It doesn't really taste specifically like an apple to me. I think it's just like kind of that weird, like tannic tartness
Apple
to it.
peel or something. But
yeah,
but it just wouldn't. It doesn't. That's I think my only hard part about working with Pucker so far is that it doesn't like that vague fruity note. The light from my camera is pointing right in my eye like I have a sniper. Do you see this? It's freaking me out.
I'm not going to make the PTSD jokes, man.
Right. No, it's cool. Anyways, what was I saying? I lost track now because the red light shiny distracted me.
It's not funny, I promise.
But yeah, trying to tame that weird like vague fruity note that I get from Pucker, which is it's not unpleasant, but sometimes I don't necessarily want that in everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of figured with like a menthol cigarette, you kind of want it dirty enough with enough going on that it's going to be fairly easy to kind of steamroll the back end of that with a pretty heavy menthol. But I still miss menthol cigarettes on almost daily basis, so I've been debating it a little bit.
I've been too, especially with the cold season coming on, because I actually like menthol's better in the cold weather than I do in the hot weather.
Shout out to Newports, man.
Yeah, buddy. Cools forever. No, I don't have a 55-gallon drum. I just have a squeezy bottle like everybody else. So works fine for me. But except that I have narrow bottle lids, so half the time I spill half of it on myself like I did the last episode. I was practically bathing it by the end of it. But yeah, no, I would like to have a 55-gallon drum. But honestly, I don't know what I would do with it. I just want to have one to fill up my bathtub with one time to say that I did it.
I wonder if you'd like just float on top of it and slowly sink in. Like that would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it would hold heat longer, right? Like if I heated it up first. So I get a hot bath, right? I bet it would stay hotter longer than water because it's thicker.
So we're gonna start the GoFundMe to buy a 55-gallon drum of VG for Koppel to bathe in.
Right. Zeppola. He has to deal with Zeppola. Is it an additive or a booster or an actual flavor? I think it adds a really nice like fried dough kind of note, but I find it to be kind of thin and it kind of lacks body. I know that a big part of that is because Flavourite doesn't use any diketones in their flavors, and I like butter. I like lots and lots of butter. I like the Paula Deen of vaping. If I'm in a vape bakery, I want that shit to give me diabetes. So, you know, I personally don't feel like it's a strong single flavor or primary flavor without adding some diketones back into it, right? Some Cap Golden butter, some, you know, yellow cake if you want to go super cancer with it. Just get in there. You know?
I like Zeppola quite a bit. I end up using it quite a bit as an accent on top of other bakeries to kind of bend the bakeries around and make them a little bit lighter and fluffier.
You know, I like Zeppola in.
What's that? Tobacco?
Red Burley, man. It's so good.
Yeah, get bet, man. I'm well aware of how you like Zeppola and your Red Burley.
Yeah, no butter, man. You gotta get that, because I mean Zeppola's really good, and I do like it. I just wish it was heavier. I guess it's me. The Sense with Depot has a 40% off sale. Well, hello. I know what I'm doing after the show. I was just talking about needing to order VG too. That's perfect. 40% off. Wow. Thank you, Cincinnati King.
So, Kitchen Sink asks what your favorite tart yogurt flavor is. I know Koppel's answer is going to be Flavor West yogurt.
Nope, you're wrong, because it's not tart.
Oh, okay. Well, my favorite yogurt flavor is going to be none of them because people are strange for wanting to vape yogurt. But take it away.
I think Flavora Greek yogurt is a better choice. The old FA Greek yogurt was the best, but it got discontinued because diketones. The new one is like pure butyric acid, and it's not terrible, but you have to let it steep for like literally 2 months for it to not be terrible. Flavora Greek yogurt is pretty usable, but it needs about 3 to 5 days, maybe a week to steep. It's pretty decent, but I like Flavor West yogurt better as a base. Method asks what I think of Flavora Tatanka. Let me sing you the praise, Joel. Let me sing it to you. No, it's good, man. I like it. It's really spicy, right? Like it's like a more exciting RY4. Like that's what it feels like to me. Like I get a pretty distinctive, I want to say cardamom, like kind of vibe from it, but I'm not really 100% sure because I can't nail it down. It's a good blend of spices, though. I think it's probably one of the better tobaccos they released, even though it's underutilized.
It's a really good tobacco for blends. It's a little bit hard to get enough tobacco out of it solo, but it works really well with burley and cured.
Yeah, for sure. The spice notes tend to, I feel like they roll over any of the tobaccos. Oh, thanks, John. I'm glad. I hope you like the Southerner as much as I did. It's a ridiculously bold tobacco, right? So, it's strong as hell, right? Like it's not for the weak-hearted. So be ready for that. But you'll grow a mustache and hair on your chest, and you'll change your name to Burt Reynolds after you vape it. I'm just saying. Actually, those are Shindo's words. Shout out to, I think it was a Shindo. Is that Shindo's review that he wrote? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I don't follow your reviews, man.
I don't know. Shindo wrote a review, and he said it made him feel like Burt Reynolds. Subvapes asks, what is the tastiest Kanzi clone? I don't even know what Kanzi is. I'm not going to lie. I would like to have an
12 Monkeys juice. I don't know.
So. I'm not sure. I just never. I don't really clone recipes very often, and I don't worry about what commercial juice makers are doing because, well, 9 times out of 10 it's boring and it has too much sweetener. So it's just not really my thing. It's not exciting. What's the profile in Kanzi?
To the Google machine.
Yeah. I was waiting for somebody to pipe up in chat so I could be lazy. Oh my god, my dog is freaking out. When I googled Ganzi, I got a picture of an ape. So that's interesting.
Apparently kiwis, strawberry, and watermelon.
Kiwi, strawberry, and watermelon. And
they say strawberries and watermelon and a hint of kiwi. So whatever the hell that means.
Sugar is the profile.
So you're going to want to start out with 1.5% Capella Super Sweet. And then
it's probably like Lorenz watermelon, TPA strawberry, and like fucking Flavor West or Flavor Art kiwi. Flavor West kiwi doesn't taste like kiwi at all. So I like Flavor West kiwi, but it doesn't taste like kiwi to me at all. Flavor Art kiwi is pretty authentic though. I really like Flavor Art kiwi. It's good. Yeah. Kind Ground said he needs some FE lemon. That's another one of my favorites too. Probably in my top, it's probably my favorite lemon. I don't know. My favorite lemon changes from day to day. I don't vape very many lemons. Have you messed with that Flavora's lemon yet? I haven't even touched it. I've had it for almost 6 months.
Apparently, they've got some Conti clones on ELR that take you fairly close. So shout out to Will Jameson for pointing that out. I would listen to that man. He knows whereof he speaks.
Right. Yeah, I don't know anything about Kanzi or clones, really. The last juice I cloned was Placid, and that took forever, so I'm never doing it again. Oh, and Wookie Cookie by Vapor Hut. Somebody wanted me to clone that one, but that was really easy. Yeah, see, Chris Drake just pointed out that if you add a nice note to your chef's order, they'll sometimes throw in a sticker or two. or a drawing on request if they're not too busy. And I would 100% rather get a drawing from Hannah than ever get more stickers. Not that I don't love their stickers, but man, those drawings they're works of art. I'm telling you, people. John Pete. Yeah, John just said he ordered F.A. Lemon Sicily. I tried to say your last name for a second, and then I gave up already. Lemon Sicily is good. I love lemon Sicily. I wish it stuck around a little bit longer, but it's good if you vape it fresh or in the first 3 or 4 days. So it's good for shaking vapes.
Have a moment of silence for Inawera lemon. That was my favorite lemon, and I haven't tried it after they've reformulated it. But
they reformulated?
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah, I'm over.
That's a good lemon. I still have a 10 mil of it. It'll probably last a long time. It's pretty strong.
Kind Ground is actually my authority on ranting about reformulating Inawera lemon. So.
Oh yeah, did you have to put up with a long speech from you?
No, I think he has like a 4-ounce stockpiled somewhere.
Oh,
I've heard about it.
So we just need to get his address, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's okay. We can start rolling people for their pre-reformulation concentrates. That works.
Yeah, I ordered Plum after the announcement, but I don't think it's actually been reformulated yet because it tastes exactly the same. And I haven't ordered anything direct. I need to order some stuff from them direct anyways because I need Wild Rose. And nobody carries it anywhere, I think. Like nobody at all.
That's probably for the best. It's a rose flavor, man.
But I need it. Right? It's actually good. It's a pretty good rose flavor. I think it's better than Flavor Art Rose. I like Flavor Art Rose if I keep it under 0.25%. But I can't use anything higher than that. It's no adder of rose, though. I do love the florals. I'm a big floral guy. Like that's like my thing. Like
he's the flower boy over here. It's awesome.
The flower boy.
The flower king.
True.
The Lord of the Florals.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Flower King. What is that? Like some kind of like weird British fantasy show or something, right?
Yeah. I'd watch it. I mean, I'm into it.
I probably would too. Which other Flavourites tobaccos should you order besides Red Burley and Cured? I really like Kentucky Blend, Virginian. What was I going to say? I lost track. What about you, Rick?
I like Native quite a bit. Native's just a little bit dirtier. Works for me as like a good straight ahead kind of tobacco flavor.
Yeah, Kentucky Blend is my jam. It's the best. But yeah, no, I do like the Native and the Arabian are both really good too, but they're harder to a little harder to work with, I think.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to pick one outside of Cured and Burley, I'd definitely go for the Kentucky Blend.
Yeah, Kentucky is my jam. It's good. John asked if anybody's achieved like a real authentic blueberry pie filling. I don't think I've ever actually tried. I think if I was going to, I'd probably start with Flavora's blueberry muffin. Yeah, probably blueberry muffin because it's like I don't know. It's kind of already like jammy. It's like the jammy thing going on. A little boysenberry to jammy it up and cover up the bakery tones. Although if you're doing pie, I guess you don't really have to cover up those bakery notes, do you?
I've been getting some good mileage out of Edible Malfunction's Blueberry Holy Trinity. I think it's Blueberry Extra, Bilberry, and Flavor West Blueberry together. It's been doing some really good things in bakeries for me, too.
But yeah, it's definitely it's a rock solid. Yeah, that's a rock solid combo. For sure. I got a cocoa with a C. I don't know what Kura and Pandan. Where are those from? I've never heard of that before. I know about RY4s a little bit. I'm not a big RY4 fan, but I have quite a few of them. I'm not sure what your question is, though. Let's care. I'm going to Google it while he's
to the Google machine.
Right.
So if Koppel has to Google it, the short answer is not much, but he'll give it a shot.
The short answer is probably not. It takes me like a year to figure out how to Google anyways. Right? Like I'm not good at it.
We need to get you an internet helper.
I know, right? Like I just need like a minion.
Yeah, if anybody wants to be Koppel's intern, there's no pay, and he'll probably verbally abuse you. But
I definitely will.
yeah,
If
just
there
step
was
right
like
on.
a South Asian flower, I might need some though. That looks interesting. So I don't know about it, but I would like to find some. If I had to mix with only one full line from any company, oh, Flavor Art for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the flavor art tip too. They do everything fairly well. They have a couple of issues with their fruits being dry, but they pretty much cover all the bases, and there are very few flavor art flavors that are just mystifying.
Yeah, see, the thing about Flavor Art that I love is that they're consistent and accurate, and generally speaking, more authentic. I know we talked a lot about Flavora here on the show, and they've been kind enough to help us out with a lot of free samples. We don't really talk about them just because they gave us free samples, but because they're new, and we want people to get when we get the word out, we want people to try them because they are good flavors.
And they're interesting flavors too, which goes a huge way.
And
yeah,
they're interesting flavors. That they have a lot of really strong points. The price point can be a hard bit for some people to tackle, but I think that in most cases they're worth it if you're using them correctly and you're using one or two of them in a recipe and not trying to build all Flavora recipes all the time. Which, it's still totally doable if you have the funding for that, but some people don't have the budget for that. I think that if I had to settle on one company forever, like Flavor Art would be it. Method said he would miss pineapple if he went to Flavor Art only, and I can't fault you for that, buddy.
Come on, yeah,
is painful.
Pineapple and their blackberry, the two that I would shoot into the sun if I had the choice. But
yeah, and the passion fruit could probably go too, but.
It's just so tempting though, because there's an awesome flavor there. It's just buried underneath this pile of sticky razors.
Yeah, no, I love the flavor of Flavor Art passion fruit, but it's violent. The amount of throat hit you get from it.
It's an aggressive lover.
It is definitely. It's like the one that slaps you in the face first, before you even get to the bedroom. Start smacking you around. You don't even get to the good stuff. Where you feel the pain. All right. Well, now that I've sent Rick over the edge for the day.
Yeah, I'm pretty useless usually, and that just put me over the edge.
No, I love the flavor of passion fruit, and it's probably the most authentic passion fruit out there. But that throat hit is like I just never managed to tame it.
Oh no, you don't want to buy Flavor Art Blackberry. I will defend most of what Flavor Art does, but that Blackberry is not a rabbit hole.
It's ridiculously strong, right? So if you're going to mix this Flavor Art Blackberry, it needs to be like literally under 0.1%, right? Like 0.05%. Like dilute that shit to 10%, and then you can use it at under 0.5%, maybe, right? Like it's strong as fuck. It's not actually a terrible blackberry. It's just so stupidly potent that it's like basically unusable without you diluting it.
And it still has a floral edge when you dilute it down that far.
Yeah, no, it does. It is still definitely floral, but it's not bad if you dilute it. It just has to be diluted. There's no other way. There are other better blackberries, I think. Capella really is the only other one that I like. Yeah, the kitchen range. Don't forget about Flavor Art's kitchen range. There's tuna and crab.
Shout out to bone marrow.
Sardines, bone marrow. Did you buy it?
No. N Hall actually was nice enough to send me a 3 milliliter sample. I was saving it for my end of my year of flavor reviewing extravaganza. It smells like beef stock though, so yeah. I'm digging it.
It's actually delicious, but you can't vape it.
That sounds like a challenge.
Well, all right. Like you should vape it side by side with saffron, and you can tell me how your day goes after that. Actually, I vaped Flavor Arts roast beef, and it's surprisingly not terrible. It makes your house smell like a deli, and any atomizer you use it in is pretty much automatically destroyed. But it's not bad. For a roast beef, if you're going for that thing. I vaped it when I was trying to chase that Bloody Mary dream like 2 years ago. And
Because why not? Just why not?
Right? Like, well, I don't know, man. Like people put beef in their fucking Bloody Marys, right?
Who puts beef in their Bloody Marys?
You never had like a big fucking piece of jerky stuck in the top of your Bloody Mary.
Well, I guess, yeah. Okay. Maybe you're not crazy for that. I don't know. I just don't think diddly.
I was using like literally like 0.1, like 0.05% of it, like a tiny little splash to kind of mimic that. Really, I wanted to do was boost the savory note in Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Which was like the only good thing that came out of that whole recipe.
Because I could definitely see it working for a Worcestershire kind of enhancer.
Everything else was destroyed by Flavourite capsicum, so it's impossible. Flavourite tomato is also not bad at all. So Vapester said he got CCW's Devon Cream. Excellent. Good luck. Enjoy it. I mean, Ella's Comfort. I've never tried Ella's Comfort custard, but her recipes are generally pretty good, and she does bakeries really, really well. So John asked if I've messed with Wonder flavors yet. I've messed with a few of them, single flavor tested, but I haven't made any recipes yet. I got a whole bunch of their super concentrates in recently, but I haven't had enough time to effectively test them. A lot of them smell really excellent, and a few of them vape really nicely. The vanilla cream extra is really good. The starfruit has a good flavor, but it has a weird kind of like soapy aftertaste that I'm not sure if it steeps out or not, because so I'm letting it sit for a while. And what other ones did I actually mix? The Nanaimo bar is a pretty decent chocolate. I think the cocoa is actually a better chocolate, though. And it doesn't have all the weird bakery tones in it. And then I like a crepe. It's a pretty good, like, thin pastry pancake kind of thing, but without all the maple syrup, right? I was pretty surprised that a crepe flavor from Canada didn't have any maple syrup in it.
I just assume everything Canadian is going to taste distinctly of maple.
Well, that's what I assumed, but there was no maple syrup at all. What other ones have I messed with? I don't think that's about it so far. Their black cherry jelly bean, actually, that was the other one that I tried. Is actually a pretty good black cherry and a pretty good jelly bean, but it's got a rough throat hit, and I'm not sure if that steeps out yet or not. But I'm letting it sit. And it's not super medicinal for a cherry, so that's good. We don't have very many of those. Maple flavored maple, right? I can't stand maple. I can't stand it. Like maybe a tiny hint of it in something, but I don't put like maple syrup on my pancakes or nothing because I'm weird. A manscaping GoFundMe with donor contribution videos.
Yeah, Kind Ground suggested that we start crowdfunding some manscaping.
For me? Are you trying to say I need?
I'm assuming for you. Yeah, I'm assuming for you because I'm perfect the way I am.
Kind Ground, are you trying to say I need to trim my beard? Or have you been peeking in my room at night?
Either way, it's kind of hot. I'm into it.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I'm all right with stalkers. I'm not afraid. Well, thanks for that, friend Kajes.
I appreciate the update. Thank you.
I think it was the first time I didn't really know what to say. Like, well, all right, yeah. The cherry note in that black cherry jelly bean is actually really good. The throat hits it's really pretty rough. Can I leak the recipe for Steam's Donut Royale? No, I cannot because I don't have it. But I probably couldn't anyways.
It's 5% TPA frosted donut. That's it.
No, seriously, I don't know, but it is pretty good stuff. I like it. We're pretty stoked about the release. It's really good. So thank you for the kind words and your Instagram reviews. I think, right? You're the Instagram review guy? That's right. Frank just leaked some of the recipe for what? For black cherry jelly bean? I don't know what they're saying. Oh, yeah, he leaked some of the recipe in his pants. Gross. All right. Well, that ruins my day. Thanks, guys.
Bringing up the bar of quality entertainment here.
Oh, sub vapes. Yeah, so the lemon cord shortbread cookies that came out of a chef's, actually a VHM Vaping Home Mixers had a contest for before I started working with chefs. In fact, this is kind of like our introduction to chefs. They had a contest, right, where you had to use Ella's shortbread biscuit recipe in another recipe, use it as a stone. and I made that lemon curd shortbread cookies, and it won. So it was pretty cool. And that's actually how I got my foot in the door with chefs. And it was a pretty sweet deal, and I got a ton of free flavors out of it. So that was pretty badass because like $200, and I was super stoked. And I still have some of them even. That's when I first got the Flavor Monks line. Gin, Flavor Monks gin. That's my last shout out for the impossible. Flavor Monks gin flavors are amazing. If you ever get the chance to come across them or buy them, and you like gin at all, like do so.
Their pure gin is absolutely amazing stuff. Entirely too expensive, hard to get your hands on. Great stuff though.
Yeah, there was like a romance period where it was inexpensive to get on chefs, and they were delicious and really widely available. And I released a bunch of recipes with them, hoping that it would help people garner interest. But I guess people just aren't that interested in gin, which is kind of a bummer because it was they were really excellent gin flavors. Super good, super duper good. Oh, we're hitting the last 10 minutes. You got anything else, Rick? Any last minute favorites we didn't cover?
Well, we covered rhubarb, raspberry, and pink guava. I'm pretty much happy after that. Yeah, I don't know. If I'm vaping for myself, I tend to just like really crazy bright fruit flavors, something a little bit off the beaten path. They tend to make good solo flavors too, which I really enjoy. I love Flavoris cranberry. That's awesome. Innowaris grapes. That's pretty awesome too. Shout out to cactus. That goes in everything.
What would I pair with cap sugar cookie or Flavourite cookie? I would not put them together. I don't think they complement each other very well. They're pretty distinctly different. Cap sugar cookie is really bready, and Flavourite cookie is kind of dry. There's actually a really long-standing DIY e-juice debate about cap sugar cookie versus a Flavourite cookie.
I put them together with, I think, fairly decent results. You kind of need something in there to emulsify them together because they are two kind of separate notes. But a little bit of Flavor Art cream and like 0.75% Flavor Art cookie and 3% cap sugar cookie actually goes together fairly well.
All right, I didn't mess with it. Like I'm not a bakery guy, so I don't know as much about it.
Oh, shots fired. Somebody said, fuck cactus.
Yeah, John, I don't know if we can talk anymore. Cactus is like, it's sacred territory, my friend. If it's offensive to you, you probably just use too much. Like, dial it down to like 0.25% or something, or 0.5%. It is a very potent flavor. Astro Martin asked, missed the rhubarb part. I really like Inawera rhubarb the best. If you're in the UK by any chance, Chef's Choice rhubarb is also very excellent. Chris Drake just said, and chefs dropped Flavor amongst after they insisted that chefs raise their retail prices. You can't work with cactus? Well, I feel sorry for you, friend. I don't know what to tell you. There's just, I don't know how you live. Like, how do you get up in the morning? How do you look at yourself in the mirror with no cactus?
Like, what's the point then?
Why?
You know?
Why keep mixing? Buy my juice instead. No, I'm kidding. What about
that was graceful. I like that.
You like that? Inawera nougat. That's like their Tyrone, right? I think I used it once or twice. It was decent. I think I liked Flavor Art Tyrone a little better.
I haven't tried their nougat yet. It's on my big list of things. I might even actually have it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I have it. It's like Tyrone, but I think it's kind of darker and a little sweeter. It's got less of the. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's just darker than Tyrone. Like it's got like a kind of caramel background to it that FA Tyrone doesn't have, which is good.
Oh, shoot,
it's nice.
I do have another new favorite flavor though. I will go ahead and shout out Inawera's custard.
Oh,
Inawera's custard is great. Inawera's custard does a lot of what I had really hoped Cap's vanilla custard would do for me. I actually really enjoy Inawera's custard. Their creme brulee is on point too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually pretty hard pressed to find any Inawera flavors that I really don't like. I'm trying to think of some, but there really aren't any that I haven't enjoyed.
So what we're trying to say is we're a bunch of nerds that like weird Polish flavors.
Yeah. I have way too many flavors, so sometimes it's hard for me to remember. Like, I don't know. It's a lot. It's too many. You love florals? Dude, just check out my ELR, man. It's like full of floral recipes. There's like 100 in there. Go for it. Oh, thanks for the shout out, Chris Drake. Rhubarba Streisand. That's right. That's what I named it. I forgot.
Really helping that tough guy image with the Barbra Streisand reference there.
My girlfriend loves Barbra Streisand. Like, it's her favorite, and she loves rhubarb pie. So there's that. So.
You can't be the bad boy of mixing if you're on the florals and naming stuff after Barbra Streisand.
That's all right, man. I'm not trying to be the bad boy. It's all good. I'm a lover, Brittany.
Need to butch it up a little bit, man.
I feel like the Southerner is my counterbalance to Barbra Streisand, and it works out.
He is, in fact, a funny girl. There you go. Quality Streisand reference there.
Graham, you want to make out with me or something? Is that why you're saying that?
I would pay so much to watch that.
I can't. I think my gag reflex would go off before he got into the state. Hey, thanks for looking that up, Chris Drake. I appreciate it. Congrats says Innerware custard is good, but it needs reinforcement for him. I don't really find that to be the case, but I mean, it's a custard, right? Like an actual custard it's like a base note that you build on. So it's not really meant to be a standalone flavor. I don't feel like. Some people like custards by itself, but I never
have. You mixed it with Vienna cream? Because that seems like it could work, maybe.
Oh, for more body? I don't know. Innerware custard already has like a ton of body. I feel like that would be like mouthfeel overdrive. It might be. It might work. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it later. If I can find some experiment. I need to buy more bottles. I'm getting low. Is it for charity?
Making out for charity?
I don't know. I mean, if the charity is my bank account, then maybe. Try one of their new flavors, Innerware Mist Cream. I haven't tried any of the new Innerware flavors. I think my newest was the ones that I bought when Purple Rain came out, and I bought their Pink Panther and a few others. The Pink Panther is pretty interesting. It's the same rhubarb as Innerware rhubarb, but it's not quite as strong, and it's got some of their strawberry in it.
Yeah, it gets a little floral for me for whatever reason. I've been trying to figure out a good way to use it in a like rhubarb cobbler, and it just wasn't clicking, so I had to just go back to the source and use some Innerware rhubarb. Really good single flavor, though.
I could see it getting kind of muddy in a bakery, but I think it's a good single flavor. Or like if you build something around that as the centerpiece, as opposed to trying to include it in a different kind of profile.
I also need to mix up some more of that Purple Rain. That stuff is awesome. Man,
I love Purple Rain. It's probably my favorite floral right now. So for those of you who don't know, Innerware Purple Rain is like it's like a violet and vanilla, and there's lavender in there as well. Some people pick up more violet than lavender, and some people pick up more lavender than violet. So there's that. It's supposed to be lavender, but there's definitely violet in there. It's delicious. Oh, you know what, Chris? Anytime you come to my channel, you can have a wrench. Dave, Rick, are you able to give him a wrench? I'm not on the right account.
I don't know how to do wrenches.
Like if you just click the little dots right next to his name on the end. Because I'd have to switch accounts and then it would crash the thing.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
Chris, next time you're on the stream, I'll make sure to add a wrench for you, and then you can put links in there.
I don't think I have the kind of wrench that lets me propagate wrenches.
Yeah, I would definitely allow Chris to have a wrench at any given time. I trust in any links that he might want to put in there. So that wraps it up. Those are some of our favorites. We wanted to kind of just do a casual show and just kind of chat about flavors in general today. And then I'll put a poll up this week. I missed the poll for last week because I was really busy. And I did Facebook for like 4 days straight. Yeah, just remind me next time, Chris, and we'll get you a wrench. Because you're always here and you're always contributing, which I appreciate greatly. Where was I? Yeah, it's been a really busy couple of weeks. Adam has been away. He's still getting things put back together from while he's recovering from Hurricane Irma, trashing Naples pretty bad. So his family and him and his family are doing very well, and he may or may not be watching right now. He'll probably watch later, but they are doing well, and they're safe and secure, and they all have places to be and to go, and they have all the things they need as far as I know. I talk to him every couple of days. He checks in with me, so things are going well for him. But he doesn't have power internet for like another couple of weeks, so we won't see him for a while.
I was going to say, it's actually kind of frustrating talking to Adam because his hurricane beard is just making him more attractive, which I find personally offensive.
His beard looks fantastic, you guys. If you see him, make sure to compliment on him so he keeps it. He can't get rid of it.
Yeah, no, that is a handsome man.
Yes, sir.
And it's unfair.
And he always has better hair than me, even when it's like standing up.
Yeah,
still looks better than me. I can't help it.
I can't compete with that. I just can't, and it frustrates me.
I need him to start wearing like an ugly mask, so I don't feel like I gotta compete when he's on the show.
Just wear a paper bag.
I'm gonna figure out how to draw like a mustache on him, like an ugly one that hovers over his face on OBS when we stream.
He'd probably look good with an ugly mustache too. It's terrible.
Yeah, he probably would. The motherfucker. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week with something. I don't know, something fun. I'll put a poll up in the MixLife group if you guys want to hop in there and tell me what you want to talk about or what you want to hear about. We'll definitely add it to the list of things we'll cover next week. I appreciate you guys all taking the time to sit and watch with us and hang out with Concrete River. Be sure to check out our one-shots on Chef's Flavors and e-cig and our recipe packs over on Bull City Flavors. And we'll have some new announcements coming up real soon. Thanks for watching again. Take care. Have a good week.
Later, guys.